is up, guys? Nick here, helping you to master your technology, and welcome to my Galaxy S20 Ultra 5G versus iPhone 11 Pro Max speed test. Let's begin with a boot up in 3, 2, 1 and see which one gets there first. Now, do keep in mind that this is the first time Samsung has ever put like a 120 hertz display on their smartphones in terms of their mainstream flagship device. I mean, this is so smooth, it's ridiculous. We're going to talk about it in this video, but the Apple iPhone has always been very smooth. So let's see what happens here. Samsung with the first win here on the boot up. Snapdragon 865 on the left, 12 gigabytes of RAM, and over here we have 4 gigs of RAM in the Apple A13 Bionic. Now, both the Galaxy S20 Ultra and the 11 Pro Max have the face unlock, but with the S20 Ultra, you can kind of just bypass the lock screen right there, although it's not super secure. So Samsung's fastest, most secure method is going to be the in-display fingerprint sensor. Now, you can actually activate this if you know where it's at, like so, with the screen black. So it's pretty nice feature right there. Now with the iPhone, you do have Face ID, and it's kind of a two-step process. There's still no feature to go ahead and bypass the lock screen over here, but it's still very fast. So this is really just going to come down to preference, but I do think it's a little bit faster on the Samsung to have the in-display fingerprint sensor, because you don't really have to look at it and swipe. You can kind of just remember where it's at. Sometimes you miss, but you can just get into the phone a little bit faster here for the Galaxy S20 Ultra. Now, quickly confirming the software on both. One UI 2.1 with Android 10 here for the Galaxy S20 Ultra. Now over here for this iPhone, we do have iOS 13.3.1 on board here for this speed test. And I do want to mention one thing before we begin the app test. I will have the 120 hertz on throughout the duration of this video, because that's the way I'm leaving it as I use this phone, and that's the new feature, so I'm leaving that one on for this test. There is no animation tweaking happening though. I'm going to leave default animations on. And so here we go. Let's go into calendar 3, 2, 1, and you can see, look like the S20 Ultra had that. Now both very smooth on the gestures. Let's go to clock, and you could see a slightly faster animation for the Galaxy S20 Ultra. Let's go into calculator. And again, slightly faster there. And this is not tweaking anything. This is no 0.5x, nothing like that for S20 Ultra. Let's go into settings. You can see S20 Ultra again beating the 11 Pro Max. Let's go into weather. iPhone 11 Pro Max beats the S20 Ultra slightly, and I think that's due to the loading up of ads in Samsung's weather app. So I probably would get that out of there if you want better speed, Samsung. Let's go into Twitter. And you can see that Twitter opened first there for the Galaxy S20 Ultra. Let's go to the profile page, and you see how the Galaxy S20 Ultra is rocking on the table. That's because of that camera bump. Let's go into Snapchat, 3, 2, 1, and you could see Snapchat again to the S20 Ultra. Let's go into Instagram, and you could see again the S20 Ultra. So wow, Samsung has got a really fast phone here. There's no doubt about that one. And this one I'm pretty certain is going to stay fast because of that 120 hertz. Let's go into speed test. iPhone wins that one right there, but it looked like the S20 was pretty close, if not a little faster, getting the actual network. Let's go into Amazon, and you could see S20 Ultra again, and look at how smooth that scrolling is for the S20 Ultra. Very fast and smooth. iPhone's still very smooth. I'm not taking anything away from that device. Let's go into eBay. And you can see eBay first there for S20 Ultra, and then iPhone 11 Pro Max. Pandora. And you can see Pandora. Which one's it going to be? I couldn't even see that one. I think it was the iPhone. Let me know down below. Let's go into Geekbench 5. That one was the iPhone. So the iPhone's still getting some wins here. Let's go into PUBG Mobile. 3, 2, 1. You know, you think every time a new phone comes out, oh, it's just going to be faster in every respect, but a lot of applications are super well optimized for iPhone. So even if you have a faster screen, it doesn't mean you have a faster app loading time. So you can see the iPhone doing quite well here and ready to get in the match. So the game wins there for the iPhone, but the gameplay should be better for the Galaxy S20 Ultra in terms of smooth, because the 120 hertz is just going to make games a joy and a larger display. And so let's go into the next game and see which one can get here first. The iPhone was fast right there. Let's hit play. and see which one can play first. So it looks like the games are still just better optimized for the iPhone just a little bit. But I'm telling you, the smooth feel of this 120 hertz frame rates, that's enough to make a gamer want to use this phone over this. Because we're just talking about load times. But what would you rather have? A smoother gameplay or better load times? I'm not trying to say that the iPhone games aren't smooth. They're super smooth. But if you want to have a super smooth frame rate, this one's going to be probably where it's at. Let's go into Mortal Kombat 3, 2, 1. And let's see what happens here. Now, iPhone seems to be a little bit ahead here over the Galaxy S20 Ultra. And again, you can put the fastest screen on your phone, but if the apps are better optimized, the iPhone is going to win every time. And here it goes. The iPhone wins. So I don't think the S20 Ultra is like crushing the iPhone 11 Pro Max. I do think it's faster in a lot of respects though. And the best attempt ever against an iPhone, definitely, so far. So pretty close. Again, this is not enough of a difference to, make you want to pick one over the other. It's going to come down, I think, to other preferences. Let's get out of here. And so that's it. Which one do you think was faster in this performance test? It seems pretty similar to before, where the games are still better optimized for iPhone, but the Samsung, the regular apps just open faster, and having this 120 hertz display is super smooth. The new animations, One UI, they're on the same level now. So let's go through the applications we just opened up. Mortal Kombat, and see if we do get any reloads on either. So let's go over here to the next game, and you could see pretty similar so far. And I will say I do like the Samsung gestures on this newer system. This newer software, it's a lot better than it was before. You could see pretty similar there. Pandora, and well, we had to re-listen. We didn't have to re-listen on the iPhone. Let's go into eBay, and you see pretty good. Let's go into Amazon, good on both. Let's go into speed test, pretty good on both. Let's go into Instagram. And this is pretty surprising, the iPhone keeping up so well, even with 4 gigs of RAM. So maybe all that RAM will matter more when you're doing like multiple apps on the screen at once. Let's go into settings, and you can see right here. But I will say that if you do have a lot going on the iPhone 11 Pro Max, it does tend to sometimes close out an app on its own. And so clock was the same, and calendar. So both do have great RAM management and no issues with the Samsung device over here on the left. No issues with the iPhone in that RAM management test. Okay, so 60 hertz versus 120 hertz. Is it smoother? And the answer to that question is yes. You can definitely see it. The Samsung phone is now smoother on the home screens than the iPhone. However, I will state one thing. Some applications are still better optimized for the iPhone, so sometimes you'll see them a little bit smoother, but most of the stuff you're going to use looks smoother on the Galaxy S20 Ultra, and I never thought I would be saying that about a Samsung device, but they have caught up, and they are definitely smoother now than the iPhone. As a matter of fact, if you throw this Galaxy S20 Ultra into the 60 hertz mode, that is actually more similar to how the iPhone performs. So yeah, just keep that in mind. I also will state that even though you have it, if you have it in the 60 hertz mode, it still feels smoother than prior Samsung phones, even in the standard refresh rate. But yes, it is smoother than the iPhone. However, like I said before, some applications are still better optimized. For example, the Play Store. It can be a little bit, you can see right there, a little bit choppy, even though I'm in the 120 hertz display. Now over here for the App Store, not quite as choppy here. So some applications haven't caught up to, this whole 120 hertz. So it's going to be a little bit while before everything is caught up. And that's where the iPhone still shines. So here we are at the video rendering test. I recorded a 37-second clip of the Alfa Romeo Stelvio at the Auto Show 2020 Chicago. Go ahead and go to next here. And let's go to the next section right here. We're going to hit share here for the Galaxy Advanced. And we're going to put these on 60 FPS because that's where I recorded it at. And we're going to see which one can save this first to the camera roll. 3, 2, 1. Saving video there on the iPhone. Has a little bit of a different screen. But look at that Galaxy Go. Wow, that thing is blazing fast. And the upload is complete first there for the Galaxy S20 Ultra. So yeah, you can see that this thing has some power. Samsung's not playing around. I mean, yeah, you're not playing around when it comes to the price of this phone, but Samsung's not playing around with what they're giving you. They're giving you what you're paying for here. Power, beast performance. All right, so you can see up here it says 5G. I did put the SIM in here. Let's go ahead now and do a speed test. I'm gonna put that same SIM in here because I only have one of them. This is T-Mobile's network, so the 5G is not the biggest 5G network out there, the fastest one out there, but it's still pretty good. So let's hit go and see what happens here. Let's just see if the Galaxy can pull in better mobile data than the iPhone. Now, pretty much every Galaxy I've been testing in the past year has been doing better in this area than the iPhone 11 Pro Max. iPhone 11 Pro Max is fine when there's Wi-Fi, but when it comes to mobile data, sometimes I'm missing out a little bit when I'm not using my Galaxy. So 46.5 down, which is not bad for a mobile network, and almost 15 up here on the right side. Now, these aren't the blistering 500 megabits down that you see on some other 5G networks, but still pretty good. So let's see if the iPhone can beat that. And so here's the iPhone. I put the SIM in here. We now have LTE, so not 5G on this phone. Let's see how this one does and see if there's any discernible difference here between both. You can see, yes, so far it looks like there is a twice fast speed on the Galaxy. And keep in mind, if you are in areas that are just a little bit better with 5G, like in maybe a downtown urban area, for example, you might get way faster speeds than you're seeing right now. So you can see 9.5158 going down. So even the uploads are like twice as fast for the Galaxy. So yes, you can see right here that the 5G performance is definitely better than the LTE performance. No doubt about it. This is pushing Wi-Fi performance almost for some people. I know some people's Wi-Fi is way faster, but depending on the plan of Wi-Fi you have, this might be as fast as your Wi-Fi speed. Okay, so here we are at the internet browser test. Let's go to youtube.com, 3, 2, 1. See which one gets there first. Looks like the Samsung, that was so close. I mean, that difference is so tiny, it's really not going to be a difference, meaning that either one you go with, you're not going to even notice this. So let's go to hotels.com, 3, 2, 1. And you could see, it looks like the Samsung had that one first over the iPhone. And so let's go to target.com, 3, 2, 1. And you could see that was first on the Samsung. So, but then the iPhone caught up pretty quickly. So let's look at the scrolling. You can see very similar. Man, this Galaxy phone has caught up. It just feels so smooth. It feels even smoother sometimes than this iPhone, for real. So if you were looking for like, a Samsung phone and you always were like, the iPhone's so much smoother, this is your time. And pretty close, but not quite beating the iPhone 11 Pro in this not even that important Geekbench score when it comes to the real world. But iPhone, you have to give them credit. That chip in there is just a beast. And so what is my final conclusion here between the Galaxy S20 Ultra and the iPhone 11 Pro Max when it comes to speed? Well, I still think that iOS is slightly more polished and a lot of apps are better developed than some of the apps over the Samsung. However, the hardware is now smoother. Like the screen is definitely smoother than the screen on the iPhone 11 Pro Max just due to the refresh. And so I always thought that Samsung was out-featuring Apple, having better features for quite some time now. However, I always thought in the back of my mind, but man, I just can't get over how smooth the iPhone is. And that's no longer a reason to not pick the Samsung phone. Now it's just going to be down to, I don't like Samsung, I don't like Android. Or if you're an iPhone user, I don't like iPhone. It's just down to preference at this point, because when it comes to a hardware standpoint, I think right now Samsung has got Apple beat with the S20 Ultra. And I could hear it already. Just wait. You just wait, Nick, bro. Wait till the iPhone 12. Oh, I'm waiting. Oh, I am waiting, and I will compare those as well. So be subscribed for that. Thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Nick here helping you to master your technology. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate all your support, and I will catch you all in the next episode. Be sure to be well, and peace.